History. On this day, 2009, I've seen many roots grow tall like vines.
The next phenomenal woman that we have to speak to you today is Miss Joanne Colbert.
No, it's kind of.
Gotta get in here.
She got to move around a little bit because she was.
Good morning. But before I start, I have to tell you, everybody here read the thing that I'm from Ireland? Okay, well I am. And I try to speak American very well. I think I do. But some of my words, I gotta tell you, not so good. And here's one, the stage. I have not been on a high school stage in 35 years. Which means that I left Ireland as a fetus, not an MBA graduate. Okay, because I can't tell anybody I'm almost 50. Now, here we go. I remember, does anybody here know where Ireland is? Okay, good. Does anybody know that there's a difference between Northern Ireland and the south of Ireland? Just a wee bit? Okay. Northern Ireland is under British rule. Southern Ireland is not. Southern Ireland was the biggest part of the country, and that's Catholic. Northern Ireland is a little 6 counties in the top, and that's ruled by a Protestant government. The reason I'm telling you that is because I was a Catholic growing up in a Protestant-ruled country. You're like, so? That's the same as being black and white in America. When I went to university, my grandmother thought I was stupid. She's like, that poor girl can't get out of school. She thought I was being held back because in her day, Catholics were not allowed to be educated, especially women Catholics. And I used to have to sit with her and say, no, things have changed. When I went for my interview, to get into college, this man's sitting there, and he says, why don't you go to the secretary school down, around the corner? You would do great there. Your grades are awesome. Why don't you go to that secretary school? And I said, because I don't want to be a secretary, I want to have a secretary. Right? Big difference. And you have to look. Has anybody heard the term sheroes, not heroes? Yeah? Who are your sheroes? Awesome. Yes. Yes? Who else? You? Well, let me tell you, when I was growing up, my shero was Maggie Thatcher. Does anybody know her? They used to call her the Iron Maiden. That woman led Britain. She took down the unions. She was as tough as nails. And that leads me to another point. They say you have to be harder, stronger, smarter than men. I'm saying we don't. You have to be who you are. And who you are is good enough. Okay? You have to decide. I decided I'm not going to stay in Northern Ireland. The world's too big. It's just too big. You have to decide if you're going to be a secretary or have a secretary. You have to decide. I left Ireland. Well, actually, I bought my first house when I was 19. You know why I bought it? Because everybody said I couldn't. What are you going to buy a house for? I'm like, well, you tell me I can't? I'm going to do it. And when I bought the house, everybody's like, I can't believe you own a house. I'm like, well, I can't believe you don't. So then I decided, I finished my undergraduate in business. And then I decided, well, I'm going to stay here because I kind of like it. And in Ireland, we get paid to go to school. Not like here, because my family could never have afforded to send me for an education. I'd have still been paying off the debt. So I'm kind of lucky. Right? Yeah. So I decided to stay. But whenever I finished my master's, everybody's like, where are you going to work, Joanne? Are you going to go to England, become the next Maggie Thatcher? I was like, no, I'm going to America. They're like, whoa, where? I was like, yeah, I'm going to America. Why? What are you going to do there? I was like, I don't know. And they said, well, where are you going to go? I'm like, I don't know. Well, why are you going? I don't know. You know, I feel like Bill Cosby. I don't know. Thank you. I'm also a stand-up comedian, right? Seriously. So, okay, thank you. Ladies. So, I went to America. I finished my degree, I had it under my arm, and I came to America in the early 80s with a suit that had broader shoulder pads than I am tall. My hair totally shaved, you know, because I was trying to be a man. Do you remember in the 80s when the shoulder pads were out here like this? You wore men's suits and the men's dockers, and then women walked around trying to look like men. Do you know why that is? We had no sheroes. We had nobody to say in fashion, I'm a businesswoman, I want to dress for business, so we had to try to dress and look like a man. Yes, that's where the suits came from. That's where the big shoulder pads came from. Bigger the shoulder pads, the more powerful you are. I say to them, not. Really, you don't have to do that. We, today, you girls, don't have to try and dress like a man to be successful. Did I miss something? You don't have to wear a shoulder pads out to here, pinstripe suit with loafers. You can go into a room. Has anybody here heard of the women's magazine Pink? Real women wear pink, not real men. Real women wear pink. We're not afraid to be women. And that's what you have to do. Now, I'm going to cut it short because I know I'm probably running out of time. I have to tell you, please, the hardest bonds you're ever going to break are the ones put on you by your closest inner family. Okay? I remember the day I had to tell my family, I'm going to America. They're like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm going. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to live in America. And I did it